if Deku had Sunshine and One for All if you want to count that in, but I'm just going to put Sunshine because he gets One for All in the hand. So I left off with the Todoroki battle. So Todoroki he does train his fire, so he gets trained by Deku to create stuff. So it's common in this world for heroes to use weapons, so not a lot of people care. But in this one, they didn't want to use weapons. So, no, I should have asked somebody to comment what weapon you should make. But because Todoroki, his whole house and his little room whenever they go to the apartments and stuff is Japanese. So I'm gonna give him either sickles for long range, kind of like small scythes on the ends but on chains and they swing around, and he's more like a ninja, but I won't give shurikens and a sword. So when they start, he puts his hands down and creates 2 kunais in both hands. They can also make clothes. I forgot to point that out. So Deku can also make clothes, but he never thought of it until Todoroki made flame clothes covering his hands where he can't tell. So whenever he ran up, he slid up on. Oh yeah. Because he knows how strong Deku is, he automatically uses. No, before the match, Deku talks him into using his fire. So I'm just gonna leave somehow without upgrading his quirk. What's his name? I forget his name, but Todoroki's father, because I keep forgetting his name, somehow got up there, so he can't create any. He can, but only in flame form, and it turns into a. So it's kind of like an armor that Todoroki made, and he also puts ice around him. I'm gonna say he's immune to his quirk, give him frostbite, just like other emitter quirks and stuff, but still runs off of stamina. So what he does, it's kind of like a frost shield around him that he creates ice in mid-air instead of touching something to defend any punches Deku throws. So let me say, he has flame. He throws kunais. Deku didn't really notice them at first, and until he seen the shine off of them. Then he dodged them and he pressed. He said he might not have to hold back in this one, but of course he still has to hold back just in case. So what he does first, he takes, you know how Gon kept on flipping the tiles? Say he puts his hand on the tile. I'm not sure if the tiles were throwable or something, but I think they kind of were, because whenever a regular attack hit them, they kind of broke apart and left the concrete on the bottom. So he takes one of them, he throws them frontwards, and he throws several of them at him, and Cement Man is making more of them, so he can't really attacks right now, and he's behind them. I'm saying he stabbed his fingers into one, so he's behind one. Todoroki shoots ice at one, and he sees break other one, but the one that he's attached to, he threw high in the air, so it's coming down. Todoroki made a shield. It smashed through the shield, but it doesn't hit Todoroki until Deku's behind it. I'm gonna say he takes out his axe. Todoroki sees the flame getting created and stuff. Takes out his sword. I'm gonna say Deku's weapons are stronger, and he knows how to heat them up in such a high degree because it's sunshine, that as soon as it touches his blade, I'm gonna say it cuts straight through it, and the rest of the blade in his hand melts instantly. He has such high degrees of heat. And then, because it was Deku's fire that burnt him, so it actually burns his hands and he like freezes it, cool it down. And Todoroki creates his sickles and starts spinning them to wrap around his axe. But you know how Rita kind of came to him and it's made out of his cork? So whenever he does that, Deku just sticks out his hand and like stops his chains. Then he heats up Rita and it like melts through his chains and comes back to him. Todoroki's surprised, so Deku charges. This time, no, he takes out his bow and starts shooting arrows, and Todoroki's eyes, because he doesn't want, I'm going to say because his arrows are kind of like the substitutions for regular cool sun, so they're more like penetration and explosion. So this Todoroki's ice defense comes up, and he like takes them all. Then Deku says flare, and then explode. Todoroki sinks back, stops himself on ice made in thin air, and then it's not really like super strength, but like he creates like fire out of pure willpower to win. I'm gonna make Todoroki pretty strong in this. Like fire, like leg boots come out. Like he's been working on it, but it never actually worked. So he jumps back, almost just pretty fast. This is where Deku charges up his, like how Bakuyo's explosions did, like a rush, but his sunshine explosion, I'm going to call it from now on. And he charges at him. He's throwing a huge punch, and Todoroki flips behind with his leg gauntlets because he can't make his hands yet, and kicks him in the face. But Deku's punch with One for All this time connects to Todoroki's face and sends him flying into a wall, while Deku gets pushed back a couple feet, almost going out of the ring. But he's like standing like how Bond did in the tournament. And I'm gonna say who beats Bakuyo in this would be the Bond dude with the regeneration. So we're going back. They say no weapons allowed. The Bond character does. I'm just gonna call him Bond. And he says okay. So what Bond first does, his quirk is like Immortal Thief, I'm gonna call it now. From, I forgot his name. But if you watch a lot of What Ifs, you should know the person. I just don't remember names. So it's practically like so Deku, he gets like the cover in the body and the gauntlets from Todoroki and stuff. So he kind of makes like a salt mode made out of sunshine. It's kind of from like Asta, like Asta was a demon and had sunshine, but it's only sunshine. And then Bond's like, oh, then he says physical hunt. I guess it's technically not a weapon, he said. And like does physical hunt, it takes 50% of his power. So if he bulks up, I'm gonna say he only has 15 minutes on, like he takes the max power, so that's 50%. So they rush up. They're equal strength right now. Wait, not 50%, but like just enough to be equal strength. They fly up. Bond keeps on getting cut by the flame, but Bond's like reversing snatch to make sure his punches hit him, kind of like how Hisoka did the bungee gun, made his fist hit go. So if Deku tried to cut his arm off, his arm goes flying and punches him, sending him flying with the power of it. So then like Bond dude like goes plus ultra, still 75%, so he's way stronger. Then you know how One for All powers up. He goes beyond 100, goes 1000, and then he like punches him, making him explode, but he regenerates. The battle keeps on going around where they keep on getting hit, but because it's kind of like how Meliodas and Bonds fight the last one, but he can't regenerate, so his punches get defended by the cloak of not darkness, but sunshine. So at the end, it's gonna not be a draw because Deku's one for all. If he didn't have one for all, I'm gonna say he couldn't stand up after this, but that's how he wins this match. It's kind of like how Goku won the tournament, but he didn't win. He says, "I am the winner," and like he wins, and he passes out. So it's okay. So everybody's impressed with Bon and Deku. So yeah, I'm gonna say Giant Girl actually gets 4th place. I'm gonna say the dude like King, he gets last place because the Bon character talked him into using his fists like everybody else was, like how he was and all that, even though his course is just regeneration. And the dude with Wind Court kind of like uppercutted his stuff away. So that's what happened to him, so he's in dead last. So he doesn't get many recommendations. So that's what happens to him. Giant Girl, I'm gonna say she gets 4th above everybody else. So it goes Deku, Bon, because she kind of acts like, I'm gonna say she likes, Deku, and she kind of acts like a girl and make him, like, not think of him as a giant monster. So that's how she gets in 4th place, because she can easily beat, everybody else, but she acted like that, and everybody can tell that she was. So that's what she's in 4th place, but either way, I would say if they actually went full out, it would have been Deku, then Bon. Then I think King's stronger than Diane because his abilities of his weapon. And then Diane, her would actually be 4th. That's just my personal opinion. If I added a Gopher dude, he would just shot everybody in the neck. This made everybody think he won, even though he didn't do nothing. Or like replaced everything that Deku did with him. So yeah. Okay. Because Endeavor's course is fire and he's like the number 2 hero. Because Deku has full control of One For All. And I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna go in the manga, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter what percentage of One For All you get. So unlocked Black Whip. If I said he got Black Whip, I'm saying he doesn't now. Or should I give him to him to be like a dark power and a light power? If you want it, I'll give him it during the camping trip. But he goes in Endeavor with Todoroki. Endeavor tries to teach Todoroki, but he thinks he's strong. He's thinking maybe I should like try to adopt him and like marry his mother to where he can beat and stuff. But of course Inko's still married, even though we don't know where the father is. So what happens is, I have to end the video. I'll tell you about the other part next video. Bye.